The points are between 0 to 6, 0 being a repulsa, 6 being a score of green. And then in descending order, it goes green, which is a 6, black, which is a 5, yellow, which is a 4, blue, which is a 3, pink, which is a 2, red, which is a 1, and 0, repulsa, which is 0. Now, because of the way I'm doing this, the only way something could get a 0 is if every scene individually is a 0. Or I'm adding myself a little leeway. I can add or subtract either 1 or 2 points to an episode's total at the end, depending on what I felt and thought about it. Okay, so we are recording a review of Power Rangers Episode 1, Day of the Dumpster. So first let me say this has the best opening song of any show ever, and nobody's even allowed to disagree with me about that. Morphin Power Rangers. Some people don't even know the second verse, which is, of course, an unforgivable sin. I should say they know the second verse. They don't know the first verse. Power Rangers. Okay, so the Rita scene comes first. Giant space dumpster. That's one of those things they never tell you about in the history approved by the man, is that astronauts opened a space dumpster when they went to the moon in 1993. Made me step in a puddle. Okay, so the dubbing is terrible. You can't tell you can tell when their mouths move, and the words are not synced. That's it. The syncing is terrible with the mouth movements. Okay, so second we see the Rangers. I'm going to give that first scene a 4. That's pretty good, solid setup. Nothing special, but pretty good, solid. Now we're seeing the kids do their martial arts. Oh, now here comes Billy. Mentally and physically prepared for karate. Bulk and Skull. Okay, so Zach comes and stands behind the girls. When Bulk and Skull won't leave him behind, that's cool. Leave him alone, that's cool. The dancer wants to be a fighter. Karate moves, and they literally just charge and land on the mat. That's a terrible karate move. So I'm giving that scene a 3. It doesn't really hold up. Okay, then we get a little bit with Rita. And we see her evil plans starting to take shape. I'm going to give that a 0. Because it's just not enough there to work with. Well, I'll give it a 1. I'll give it a 1. Not really much of the same. Okay, so now Billy wants to give up karate because he's not getting the movements. Billy raises his hand to answer the question. And here comes Vulcan Skull again. Teach us how to beat people up. We did not sign up for a geeky karate class. Oh, these guys need to do Cobra Kai. That'd be funny as crap. Okay, Jason's doing a high kick. Bulk did a high kick. Tornado kick. Bulk's going to try the tornado kick. That's not going to go well. Oh, he went to turn the wrong direction and everything. Class dismissed. Okay, so that was the first lesson scene. I actually really like that. I'm also going to give that a 4. Now we're doing the scene where they're about to get kidnapped by a space wizard. I can't tell you how many years I wasted wanting to be kidnapped by a space wizard. You see this first episode and you're just like, nah, I know it's coming. They're still in the juice bar. Something tells me this is no earthquake. What? What is telling you this is no earthquake? That doesn't make sense. It's California, for goodness sakes. Of course it's an earthquake. Overbearing and over-emotional. He does not say with attitude in the actual show. That's in the song. Okay, they got him. Now they show teleporting more like flying instead of instant transmission. Okay, they are in the command center. So I'm giving that scene a 3. People forget some of the special effects on this show, for a kid's show, were legit back in the day. I'm particularly fond of Zordon in the tube. That actually holds up pretty well. A non-believer. The viewing globe. Okay, he's telling them about Rita. And there's the Morphers, known as the Power Rangers. Metamorphosis means to change. I think I knew that morph was short for metamorphosis. Okay, so he does say the kids' qualities that are the same qualities as the animals have. Now, he's not actually morphing them. He's just showing them what they would look like morphed. And he's showing them that they can put the Zords together to make the Megazord. Not a Mama Zord. Okay, so Zach and Kimberly are the two that don't want to do this. Zordon said right there, let the power protect you. Okay, now we're outside of the command center, so I'm counting that as a scene break. So I'm going to give the scene where they meet Zordon. Actually does a good job characterizing the kids. It tells you about the struggle. A lot of exposition. It's definitely an exposition dump, but I think it's a well done exposition dump. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give that a 5. Now we're outside the command center. Okay, so Finster makes putties. He bakes the clay putties in an oven, and that brings them to life. Because that's how clay works. Get those teenagers. Alright, I'm giving that scene a 2. You don't know what you're talking about. We were talking to a giant floating head. Okay, so Rita's shooting them with her staff, and the energy is going to Earth. Here's the putties, though. Now, they're just creeped out at first seeing these guys. Which, to be fair, I think if you saw what looked like humans in weird gray suits, it would probably creep you out at first, too. Zach and the dancing. That's going to get on my nerves fast. Trini just goes straight into it. You know, Billy's putting his glasses away, and they seem like they let him, but then 2 was charging him from behind. So credit to the scene. Credit to the scene for that. Okay, now Billy's like trying to body slam him, which is not great. Okay, now the putties are throwing Kimberly into Billy. I'm not going to make the joke. Then they throw Zach into Kimberly and Billy. Now they'll throw Trini into Zach, Kimberly, and Billy. And then they threw Jason into Trini, Zach, Kimberly, and Billy. This day is too weird. I cannot stand that Valley Girl accent. That's going to get on my nerves. Let's morph. Okay, they've morphed. Alright, so I actually thought the fight with the putties went pretty well. I'm giving that a 4. Now they're being teleported to fight Goldar. Now some of the putties have arm swords, which I think was cool, and then arm shields. You can clearly tell Yellow's a dude. Okay, so Rita grows Goldar. Here come the dinosaurs. We see each of them coming out of their kind of element, except pink and red both come out of fire. So I'm not really sure on how that works. All the others say something cool, and then Kim ruins it. Hey, nice stereo. Of course, Zords would have a nice stereo. That goes without saying. They're putting them together. Here come Big Boy. I love how it goes. It has a tank as a mid form, too. You and your weapons are no match for me. Let's see what it can do. Okay, guys. This scene has the first Megazord usage in it. Are there any questions about what number this one's getting? Power Sword. First use of the Power Sword. I'll be back. And they defeated Goldar. And he dropped the Terminator line. So that gets a sick. The 3 rules. I love this scene. Never use your power for personal gain. Never escalate a battle unless you're forced. And never reveal your identity. We were pretty lucky. Luck had nothing to do with it. Find a group of superheroes as there have ever been. Okay, that scene's kind of self-congratulatory. God, I hate this hair joke. Okay, I'll give that one a 3. Not. No, I'm giving it a 3. Alright. Into the first episode. So, let's talk about that first episode. Well, I really enjoyed it, first of all. It starts off what I consider to be the greatest franchise of all time. I know that's going to come as a shocker. But I think it sets up the series really well. Gets a lot of exposition out of the way. So, kind of have to do that. The Bulk and Skull humor is going to seem dated. That's not going to particularly care for that. The dubbing, like I mentioned, the lip syncing with the Japanese footage is non-existent. So we'll see if they improve on that, but I bet that comes in later seasons. The scene by scene breakdown, I think it was really good. The I mean, average is going to be 3 to 4, but I think it was on the, well, we'll find out, but I think it was probably on the 4 side. And probably, if I had to guess before I do the math, I'm going to say it's going to be a yellow. Oh, real quick, the morphers. It's always been a point of contention, but a morpher is directly proportional in quality to how much power it's able to draw from the grid, making its individual ranger stronger. The morpher makes the ranger. So if you, and then obviously fighting combat skill comes into that. Although some of the morphers download combat skill with them. I don't think these original ones do, because they make it a point that they train a lot. Okay, well, let's get that score and see how that goes. Is a 5. So it's actually a black episode. Cool beans. First episode, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Day of the Dumpster. It is a black episode. The second best score that an episode can get.